Hey all you zombies, and welcome to Ant's Minecraft. Today I'm on a flat world, just the ordinary flat world you can get with the Minecraft client. The only difference to that and the regular flat world is that I've turned it to peaceful and I've basically stopped the sun from moving. So the sun is just up directly above me and we're not going to get nighttime. Unfortunately I've also left the buildings on, but that's okay. The villagers can play around as they like. They're not going to affect anything here. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to load in a schematic and prepare it for building in survival. Now I've done something similar already with my Taurus to put around my base, but this time I'm going to be dealing with a statue. I've built quite a few statues in survival, but I'm not very creative. So I generally will get a statue from somewhere else and work on it a bit before creating plans and building it in survival. So let's get started, shall we? The Minecraft client I'm using has had Forge and World Edit already installed on it. We can actually see that if we go to the mod options. So you can see here we are Minecraft 1.11.2 and we've got Forge and the World Edit has been installed. The World Edit doesn't seem to require any specific version of Forge, so an old version seems to work fine with the latest Forge because it doesn't really do anything that requires anything real fancy. So I have here World Edit. Let's get ourselves a wand so we can click on various things. The first thing I need to do is figure out where the schematics are going to be placed. So best way to do that is just click an area. So there we go, we've clicked a bit of an area. We'll cut it out. So that's the area I've clicked. Doesn't really matter, I've cut it out so I know what area it is. I'll just undo it and then I'll save that schematic. So skim, save, and I'll call it something that I can search on. So that's something ridiculous like that. I can check to see if it's actually been saved by doing a schematic list. Whoops, need to have a /. So we've got those files. If we need to go a bit further, you can go list 2 and it will actually go to the next page, although in this case there is only the one page. So I've already found the schematic thing. I know which folder it's in. I've put my schematics that I'm going to be playing with in there already. So let's actually load one. So load Anubis original. Now this schematic I have downloaded from Planet Minecraft. As I've said, I am not a very creative person. So this here is a statue created by found on Planet Minecraft. The credit I'll put into the description, and it's an Anubis statue. Very nice. I'm wanting to add that into my world just to celebrate the end of a particular road build that I've been doing. I've been building a long road in the survival world on the server there, and I'm wanting to add the statue to say I've done. So here's the statue. There is a lot of blocks in this statue. First of all, the statue has been solid. So as you can see here, it's pretty well all wool all the way through the middle here. So it's all wool, no hollows. That means it's going to have a lot of blocks. It also has a lot of gold in it. So here there's more gold in behind there, and gold collecting in survival is a pain. I'm not really keen on getting the couple of hundred gold blocks that this statue represents. I want to cut it down. So I need to modify this to make it work a bit better. So what I do is, while in creative here, I'll just play around and maybe modify it a bit, clean up the statue a little bit, maybe something like that. Yeah, and just work my way around. Don't need one there, and basically just clean it up. So I can go around, can remove some of this. So this is sticking out a bit much, we don't really need that. Get rid of that. We can get rid of that block and just sort of work our way, clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit better. So here we have a ink. Well, let's actually make this ink a little bit better. A bit like that. So that's cutting back what it is. When I'm happy with the statue, I can then remove the blocks that are unnecessary. And the best way to do that is to first of all put it into a box. So we'll select that one. Oops, I need to change selection mode to my favorite, extend. So select extend. There we go. There we go. Extend it, extend it. This means I don't actually have to try and get it all right bit by bit. I can just sort of go around, click all the outlying blocks and just make sure I get everything that will fit into the statue. So there we have hopefully a box that's extended out correctly. I can check that by just cutting. So hey presto, the statue's gone. Everything's gone. I know I've collected everything. I've not collected anything outside it. I can undo that to put it back. Here's the statue. Now I want to remove the blocks that are not on the outside of the statue. The best way to do that is to fill in everything inside. If there's any hollows inside, fill it all in, and then when you've got that all filled in as it is at the moment, I can then use hollow. Whoops. It would help if I can spell hollow. There we go. And it's removed 308 blocks that are unnecessary to the build. So, well, it's actually got rid of a few extra blocks which was not needed. So we'll just put all this back. Seems to do that occasionally, but not very often. So I rather like this statue. It's got a nice little hollow here. I'll leave that out and get rid of those. They're not going to be needed. And I'll just get some torches. So we'll pull up a few torches so we can see. So all these blocks here are necessary. So if we remove a block, you see it goes to the outside wall. So that was a necessary block. That is a necessary block. And that's the way it works. We can hollow it out and get rid of all the blocks which are unnecessary to the build. And that will save us a lot of material when we do build it in survival. So here's the statue I've done. I would now save that out. So I can then save that out. Skim, save, Anubis, modified. And we can list. So there's our schematics. So the original is there, the modified is there. This one is one I've worked on already, and that will be the actual final one. So let's actually load that one. So I'm just going to move out away from that one first. That should be about right. Here we go. And we go load Anubis. Whoops. Not lost. We don't want to lost it. We want to load it. There we go. And paste. So here is our modified statue. It doesn't have the base. It's cleaned up a fair bit. The chest piece is not quite the same, but it's pretty close. And that I'm pretty happy with to build in survival. How do I build it in survival? That is a question. And that comes to a particular fancy. Well, it's not really fancy. It's a very old client. So very old. It's actually 2013, and that is schematic to blueprint. It's kludgy. It only reads really from home directory, but we can open a schematic file with it. So let's actually open the Anubis original statue first, so we can actually look. Open. So here we got the base, and if we scroll up, we'll be able to see the various levels of the thing. And as you can see, it's all solid all the way through. And look at the amount of gold that's on that level. Much of this is not needed because they're all surrounded by other things, so all this gold was actually a waste. As a helper, we can count the blocks. So this statue, the original statue, had 63 sandstone for the base, 367 gold blocks, a lot of gold, 613 black wool, and of course the 2 white wool for the eyes. That's quite a lot of gold, a lot of black wool, and we already know from the hollow command that we removed 300 and something blocks from the thing. Oh, here we are, 308 blocks from this lot. So let's actually close that and open the modified one. There we go. This is the modified one. It's still the same level, but you can see here it is now all hollow. So the statue no longer has all the extraneous blocks removed. It's all gone. Just the ones that have a connection to the outside world. And let's actually have a look at the counts. Instead of 300 or 70 something or other blocks, we've only got 270. So that's about 5 stacks of gold blocks, a bit more manageable, and a vast difference in the amount of black wool that we need. Now, this schematic to blueprint is really good in that if you're doing a bottom-up build, you can start at the base, you can do this, you find a reference point and you do everything relative to that reference point so that you can keep everything neat and so on. I like this one because it produces a nice long bar. Let's actually just move this off to one side. So you can see here, he has a nice long bar that we get as a good reference to everything else. So I use that one as a reference when I'll be building, and I can build it up and place all the blocks as I go up. I might go up a little bit and then down a bit, but essentially I can build up and I can put ladders on the side as I go up. So 32 levels. The other part is, of course, we can print it. We can print one slice or we can print them all. It's not fancy. It will show which stairs, which type of stairs and so on. May not show all the wood types. I'll keep a link in the description of the updated version that someone else has added a few extra wood types to. And well, of course it won't have the latest blocks like the purple blocks, but it still does a good job. And even if it's not the purple, even if you convert using World Edit the purple blocks to some other block, you can still then use this to place it. So you can maybe change all the purple blocks to purple wool, and when you're building you just use the purple blocks instead of the purple wool. So this is schematic to blueprint, and it is a very useful tool, and I'll be making good use of it. We get a space size here of where it's going to fit, and we'll work it there. So from this we are going to go over to survival and actually start building. So I'll see you over there in a moment. And here we are in survival on the CubeKrowd server. Oof, I've got a lot of levels at the moment, but that's not what we're here for. This is the end of the road. We're about 5k diagonally away from spawn, and this is as far as the road has gone. Just reaching the northwestern desert after traversing the large savanna area over there and many forests before that. Big savanna mountain even further, well beyond that little hill. And this is where we're going to build the Anubis statue. Quite fitting for a desert region. I'm thinking on just this small little hill here, and I think this will work pretty well. I think I'll probably place the staff about here. So I'll put the staff here, and then I'll have the feet over there, and we'll work up from there. So let's actually pull out some goods. I've been collecting quite a lot of gold. Hope I've got enough. So these shulker boxes in ender chests are really OP. So we'll pull out some gold. That'll do for now. We'll need a lot of wool. Put away the sand for a moment. So I'll just pick that up. And we'll start. So I think, yeah, well, I better have a check of the plan, shall we? There we go. We'll just move this pointer back down to 1. So it'll be 4 blocks, 2 blocks across. So I'll just put that to one side. So 1, 2, 3, 1, and then this should be wool, black wool. So nope, that should be black wool. Yep. And we'll go. Right, not that one. And then we'll have 1 down, 1 gap. So, there we have it. So, oop, not right. There we go. Yep, that's better. So we have a 1 by 3 gap between 1, 2, 3. So that's it. Do a bit more layers. I'm just going to build this up a bit. This actually goes all the way up quite high. It's probably going to need to be up a lot higher than that, but we'll start with that. There we go. Next layer, of course, is exactly the same except that the legs get shortened by 1 and then it gets shortened by 2. So we'll just work on that. And I'll just keep on moving like this, and I'll show you the results when I'm done. We'll just play a bit of high speed music. So I'll see you in a bit. I've made some good progress. I'm on level 20 of the statue and there's 33 levels, so more than halfway done. It's coming along nicely, but I'd just like to show you a little technique. You see here I'm doing diagonals here. So I can place down a torch and then I can use a torch. And I like using torches because they're insta-mine. You can just sort of break them and they're cheap. So that makes a good little tip when you actually want to do things to build with. So I'm just going to, hang on, let's just have a look. Here is the plan. And as you can see, we've got the little jacket here. We've got a 1 space gap to our reference block. So looking over here, we have the gap and the 1 space thing to our reference block. So things are going well. It's coming along very nicely, and I'll see you when I'm either done or almost done. I'll see you in a bit. And the statue is done. It's a little hard to see this close up to the statue, but it's all complete. I've now done 32 levels. That top block just above my head there was the 32nd level, the one block that's that high. And I think I might go across to the mountain over there and have a bit of a gander. So let's just see here. I'll just jump jump over here, see how far we can get. Oh, sheep! Oh, okay, sheep. And up on top of the tree here, and there's the Anubis statue. It's a little hard to see straight on like this. That's the statue there. Let's just jump over, there's a creeper over there, over that way. Yep, there he is. Pretty good. Oh, I've still got a bit of dirt there, and I've got the ladders to remove still. So, there we are. So the border bridge to the Great Eastern Desert, Anubis statue, we just sign it up, and we'll be finished with it. And there we are. So, let's just clean up here. And we're going to have even a bit of a look inside. So there's the inside. Oh, nice. So we'll just pop that off. Pull up our axe. And deal with this monster mob. There we go. So that's how I build statues on the CubeKrowd server. It's a rather nice one. The black really works well with the gold, but it's still a little plain. But I've done a lot worse than that in terms of plain. I've done a whole big stegosaur once with all plain stone, and it worked out great. That was even bigger than this one. So, this is Ant. This is Ant's Minecraft, and I'll see you around. Have a good day. Bye bye.